Today, we will talk about the 363 rule, a slang term used to describe how banks used to operate in the 1950s, 1960s, and 1970s. The 363 rule is a slang term that refers to an unofficial practice in the banking industry in the 1950s, 1960s, and 1970s. It describes how bankers would give 3% interest on their depositors' accounts, lend the depositors money at 6% interest, and then be playing golf by 3 p.m. This was due to tighter regulations in the industry at the time. After the Great Depression, the government implemented tighter banking regulations, limiting the rates at which banks could lend and borrow money. This made it difficult for banks to compete with each other and more stagnant. With the loosening of regulations after the 1970s, banks now operate in a much more competitive and complex manner. They offer a greater range of services, including retail and commercial banking services, investment management, and wealth management. Retail banks offer savings and checking accounts, mortgages, personal loans, debit/credit cards, and certificates of deposit to individual customers. Banks that provide investment management manage collective investments and oversee the assets of individual customers. Banks offering wealth management services work with high/net worth and ultra-high net worth individuals, providing tailored financial solutions and specialized services. The 363 rule no longer applies due to looser regulations that changed banking conditions in the 1970s, allowing banks to operate in a more competitive manner and generate a different profit structure. This has led to a more varied landscape in banking services and what banks offer to customers. The 363 rule is no longer true due to the changing banking regulations in the 1970s. This allowed banks to operate in a more competitive manner and offer a greater variety of services and rates to customers, leading to a different profit structure than what the 363 rule would have allowed. Here are 4 key takeaways. 1. The 363 rule involves paying depositors 3% interest, charging 6% when lending money, and being able to leave work early by 3 p.m. 2. The net interest rate spread is the difference between the rates a bank pays customers and what it receives in income-generating activities. 3. Tighter banking regulations were implemented after the Great Depression, reducing bank competition. 4. Looser regulation after the 1970s allowed banks to operate in a more competitive and complex fashion. Hope this would help. Thanks for watching.